It's 11:51, so I'm about to start my writing session um, for 25 minutes. All right, so my writing session is over, and I have completed my 3-day writing challenge. And so, yay me! I got this idea to keep track um, of my writing sessions from a mentor. It's not new information, but it's just, again, just trying to see what encourages me to keep writing and keep going on. So I like the stickers. So try it out. It may work for you to motivate you to see how many you can accumulate before you break a streak. All right. So yes, great writing session today. Really good writing session today. Before I get into the topic, got to go ahead and do my accountability. So let me see. Okay, so I didn't start as early as I wanted to. Actually, let me quit lying. I didn't want to start as early as as I could have. Okay, so I actually went to bed about 2 o'clock, and then woke up at about 7. But it's just like something in my head when I wake up. I just can't start being that creative or go into creative mode and go into the office. I used to try to do it. I used to do it, it just was forced. So I laid there and I had my phone in the bed with me last night, and I immediately grabbed for it and started scrolling on it. And next thing I know, I went down the rabbit hole of doom scrolling and took away my mental energy. So I didn't get to the office, as you've seen, until 11:20 or 11:50 and what have you. But tonight I'm going to try. Well, tomorrow I'm not writing tomorrow, because I'm at a section in this book where I did the first act. So I'm going to just let it rest before I go on to the middle. And what I'm actually working on is getting the scenes in place so that I can start doing my first real book draft. And I don't think I mentioned in my first video that I'm writing, it's, well, fiction, but it's women's fiction. So, yeah, as of right now. So, yeah, got to the office and got to work. Let me tell you, so let's get into this whole thing that I feel has stopped me from writing my book all these years. And that's not having a writing process as far as getting myself ready, warmed up to write. Yeah, so what I've been doing, like I stated in the first video, whenever I would get the motivation or the urge to write, I would write. And then when I didn't, which would be months, years at a time, then I wouldn't. So once I rededicated myself to say, you know what, 2025 is a year. Actually, 2024 is when I really found out that the reason why I haven't been able to be consistent is because I didn't have a process to get me ready to start writing. A routine, basically. So since I've been doing that, I've been consistent. I was consistent in 2024 when I actually put effort to create a routine. And since these last 3 days, since I started to to work on the book wholeheartedly, this is what's been working. And what I want to say is that should be the first goal in tandem with you actually writing your book. So you need to be figuring out what conditions are the best conditions for you to actually work in. Think of like an actress or actor, singer, what have you, and they are supposed to sing at a particular place or act on the set. They have all their people, their public relations people, have all their needs in place, requested for when they come there, so that they can do their best work. It could be their favorite foods, what they drink, whatever, because they have learned that this is what they need to get in the zone to create. And this is what you and I should be doing if you don't already have one. I just know that I do not have one, which makes sense. I'm a double air sign, Aquarius and a Libra. So it's whatever I feel. But that's not working. I want to reach this goal, so I had to put some structure in place. And so I've been reading and really taking to heart what I'm reading in my writing books about how to get myself ready to write. And it makes sense. Like when you're going to exercise, you warm up. People that play the piano or instrument, they warm up. And it makes sense that you warm up, whether it's warming up by writing in your journal, whether it's warming up by having everything that you need in place, whatever, favorite music, scents, whatever. I've noticed that, well, I know, me being anemic, I must be warm. If the office is cold or I feel any tinge of coldness, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I also have to lotion my hands before I start. Don't know where that came from. And put on chapstick. Maybe I get dry overnight. I don't know. But that's what I discovered so far. And it's been kind of fun trying to see, like, okay, girlfriend, what else do you need? Like, how does this feel? Does this feel good? Are you feeling inspired? Are you ready to work? What do you need? It's like catering to yourself. Have to have my water, So you just have to do trial and error for yourself. Now, so that might be a thing. I know that's really absolutely is the case. We have to have structure. I mean, can you imagine going to your 9 to 5 and there was just like, okay, you come in when you want to? How much work would get done, because who's actually going to stick to a schedule? I saw that firsthand when we had the big C in 2020, So, and people working from home. It's like, are you really getting work done? So it's like, we need that structure in place. Most people need that external structure, or unless you're a go-getter. But I'm going off topic. The bottom line is you have to have your process down. You have to tweak your environment to where it's a no-brainer that, you're going to easily get into the zone. Now, I did notice, guys, that, and this was another thing, I never understood why sometimes I would start yawning when I would start working on different parts of the book. And it's just eye-opening. I cannot use the laptop when I'm thinking through the story. Like if I have to think through scenes, like some people can just draft a idea for a scene on the laptop. I can't do that. I have to have pen and paper. And yeah, I would try it and I would start yawning or dozing off, and it's like I was understimulated. So now, the part that I'm working on with these scenes, I'm really like making it a creative project. I have my note cards, write down the scenes in different colors, No yawning. I'm engaged. I'm an artist, creative. That makes sense. You know, I heard of another author who actually did the same thing. She cut her scenes out and pasted them on paper, and it becomes a tangible art project that you can touch and feel. And I think that's where my secondary modality is. I think that's my secondary modality after visual, is tactile one. Is that one? To be able to touch and feel, because it just totally engrosses me. So that's the thing. That's what you have to do. That's the assignment. In addition to, figuring out your story, you got to figure out yourself. Figure out, how you work best. And it's like, wow. So in all these years, the light bulb comes on, like, girlfriend. I took a writing course. They said nothing about that. I don't recall, but I've read several books that talked about it, and I just would skip over those parts and get to the writing craft part. So it's not like I wasn't aware. I just never really took it to heart until, I don't know what happened last summer, when it was just like, I don't know. They say you have to hear things over and over again, and when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You'll get the information you need to get when you need to get it. So I guess that's when I got it. So yeah, what else? Good day. I actually am to the point where I feel as though I can write this book. Like, the scenes are, it's like I'm starting to see the book in scenes, like I'm watching a movie. It's like I'm actually reading the book, or watching the movie, but actually reading the book, because I'm starting to hear voices, the character voices. Even more so, I'm actually starting to hear my voice as I'm describing things in the story, as I use exposition. I can hear myself in my writer's voice, relaying background information. So yeah, feeling positive about that. So I had a challenge to actually get on a 3-day streak. You saw it. I completed it. So I have to put many challenges for myself. Yeah, and that sticker board really helps, like, to see those stickers accumulate. Yep. So I think that might be it for this report, accountability. But yeah, guys, if you are struggling getting your book done, check your writing process. There's something there. See if something is rubbing you the wrong way. Journal about it. Like, what is it? How do you feel when you're about to write? I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel enthusiastic, ready to jump into that office, and it's not required. I wasn't enthusiastic to go to my jobs every day, but I went. I go. We go because we want to check. We need a check. So I'm going because I have a goal, and I have to work on it to reach my goal. But I actually want to enjoy the process, and I am enjoying it a lot more than when I was just, clueless and just stabbing in the dark. So that's it. Yay me. Yay me. You're doing good this first week of January. We're going to go ahead and keep it up. Today is, what is this? Wednesday. So I'm not writing tomorrow. So Thursday and Friday. It's Friday and Saturday. I'm going to put in a place a goal. It's kind of hard with fiction, especially when I've never completed a book before, but I can make up a goal. Like, I'm going into the mid part, so I can just take a stab and say, you know what, in the next 2 days, I'd like to be at this certain point, and just try to be at that point. All right. So be encouraged. Keep going. We can really do it. We can really do it. Any insights I get as I go along, I'm going to share them. And yeah, look, we got to do it when we can.